The year is 2014. I was 7 years old, and at this point there were three main things I had on my mind: Mario, Minecraft, and Lego. Now, during my younger years, I used to often rotate those hobbies around, like sort of depend on which one I would do. But yeah, I was probably scrolling on YouTube at one point when I was seven, probably on my mum's Samsung or something, old phone. And then you must have believed how I felt when I saw this video on YouTube.
Three, two, one, go! Mario Kart Wii building sets from Knex. Now you can build the world of Mario Kart Wii from Nintendo.
So yeah, when I first saw this video, it honestly blew my mind. Like, I didn't have a clue this was a thing, and it was a thing since like 2011 at Mario Kart Wii that they were releasing, and I just never had a clue about it. I was obviously only 7 years old at the time, but still, it's a shame that I missed the peak period of it, which was 2011 to 2012-13 when they were releasing them mostly. But still, I was soon obsessed with this whole Knex thing, and I was watching all the videos, all the Knex ads. I think at one point I was actually watching them on mum's phone, and I used all of her data up because yeah, the Wi-Fi was turned off. I didn't realise I was just watching over and over again all of the ads, all of the track adverts, and I just used all her data up without meaning to. So yeah, those were the days. But yeah, so that was kind of the first exposure I got to Knex Mario Kart, and yeah, I mean, I've come a long way, certainly 11 years later. But yes, from the right beginning, the first set I ever got, after the addiction, I sort of got the Luigi standard car. I think it was the one of the pullback racer. I got it for like a £10 because unfortunately on eBay UK there wasn't that much there. Unfortunately, they could afford, because 2014, as I said, was already past the peak period of Knex. They were sort of stopping releasing Mario Kart Wii by this point, and Toys R Us, there was not really much there for it. And yeah, as I said, I missed the peak period, which was 2011 to 2013. They were still releasing like the Mario Kart 7 sets, which I did get my hands on later on. I think I got the Mario Kart, the Mario Glider, and the Donkey Kong Buggy, I think it's called. But anyway, going back to the first ever car that I got, which was the Luigi standard car. As you can see from the photo here, it's definitely seen better days, obviously. But yeah, I'll never forget the day when I first got it. I felt so good. But I wasn't really done there, I wanted to get the tracks that I kept seeing on the adverts. But it wasn't just the adverts. I soon became exposed to the community on YouTube. I watched many YouTubers who posted tracks. The main ones that I loved were HK Skater 88, who posted great tracks. Knex Trackmaster, who's obviously still active to this day, but his tracks were also amazing, and they still are. But the main one that I loved, there were many more, but the main one that I loved and I fell in love to, that I grew on to inspire, I was inspired from, was of course Stormbringer GT. I mentioned him a lot on this channel here. His tracks, although he didn't make too many, were just, the quality of them were great. The video, the editing and everything, I just loved them. I fell in love with them. I watched them so many times over and over again. It was crazy. So it's no surprise that those videos blew up so much, and they are by far the most popular Knex Mario videos that he's made on the whole community. So yeah, that was sort of my exposure on YouTube. So I kind of wanted to get myself started on the track. However, this proved to be pretty difficult, as we soon come to find out. So around 2015, I think it was in September, when it was my birthday, that's when I decided to get the Mario Kart Glider and Donkey Kong Buggy from the Mario Kart 7 wave. I did take a bit of a break, as you can see, from 2014-2015, because as I said, the hobbies I had earlier, they kept sort of going back and forth, and yeah, as you should come to find out, as I mentioned earlier, it's hard to get the sets. But yeah, I got those two carts, and on Christmas of 2015, I finally decided to, I watched a few of the videos again on the community. The tracks were great. I got into it again, so I was like, alright, let's do it. Let's try and get a set for Christmas. Unfortunately, Toys R Us didn't have any tracks. As I said, 2015 was already past the peak of Knex, and yeah, I was able to find one on eBay for an affordable price, finally. But it was the Yoshi vs Lava Plumes building set, the first track set I ever got. So I got that for Christmas for only £20, which was pretty cheap compared to everything else I was on there, which is ridiculous. So yeah, I got that for Christmas, and I was obviously happy with it. I finally got some track sets, a motorised kart, the first one I ever had, which I still have it, by the way. Here it is. It has also seen better days. It's pretty old, but yeah, other than that, yeah, I wasn't satisfied, because I wanted to, build tracks that are the same sort of scale that I grew up watching, and I was used to watching them, you know, massive scale tracks, but all I had was like, what, 6 pieces of track and 1 obstacle and 1 car. I couldn't really do much about that, could I? So unfortunately I could not get any bloody sets, because obviously I didn't have any money, because I was like, what, 8, 9 years old? Yeah, and obviously the sets are very expensive. There weren't any Toys R Us, because they are taking them off shelves by that point. There was only like the bikes and karts left on their own, that's it, no track sets. On eBay, which is the only place you could get them, they were mostly just extortionate prices, mainly because Knex is an American company. They mainly sold stuff in the US. They did some in the UK as well, but after that sort of peak period they fell off massively, and then the only place you could get them from was eBay, but there was very few listings from the UK that you could get for a cheap price. Most of it was in the US, and obviously the prices there aren't really expensive, it's just the shipping is ridiculously high, and it's just not worth it, to be honest. So yeah, that was the end of the whole 2015 thing. I got some progress, but other than that I still wasn't kind of satisfied with everything. So 2016 was kind of the year where I kind of low-key started giving up on the Knex community, trying to collect Knex Mario sets. Obviously I still watch the videos a lot on YouTube, but apart from that I couldn't really do much about getting my own sets, because as I said, you know, I was 9, 10 years old at this point. So yeah, I couldn't really get any pocket money, I think, to scramble that much, because I couldn't really save up. I wasn't very good at saving up back then, unfortunately. But yeah, even if I did save up, it was just too expensive. So yeah, what happened was, in the end, I just sort of moved on for a bit to Minecraft. So as you can see, I have a whole Minecraft Jazzwares collection, which is minifigures and stuff like that, and also a bit of Lego as well. So I collected a lot of that, mainly 2016 to 2017 balls. So I did a bit of 2015 as well. So yeah, I mainly focused on that during this period, and Knex was just kind of on the side for a bit. But yeah, nothing really too interesting happened in 2016 apart from that. Knex wise, I just kind of moved out of it for a bit, and you know, moved out of that little phase that I had. ...2017 is a very interesting year, because I low-key did get back in the Knex community, and not community but just collecting it. I did end up scrambling a bit of pocket money, and I was able to afford some sets. I think there was a Toad Side Stepper challenge for £20, but it was a very small set, and the Mario vs. Swamps building set, which I got later for about £30. So I got a good little deal on that for 2 sets. But once again, you know, it came with 6 pieces of track. Well, I think Toad's track has like 4 pieces, so it's a very small set. But hey, I got 2 races, but it still wasn't enough pieces. Regarding the Yoshi vs. Lava Blues building set, I know you're probably thinking, yeah, I could probably make at least a tiny track out of those 3. Well, guess what? I got rid of the track. Yeah, that's right. During 2016, I completely phased out of it, and my mum was like, "You're not playing with it anymore. Do you want to get rid of it?" And I stupidly said yes. And yeah, we got rid of the track and the obstacle. I did keep the Yoshi car though, but that's it. That's all that is left for that set. So yeah, I don't know what I was thinking during that. You could tell I just kind of gave up on collecting it at that point before coming back to it. But yeah, at least this year I had you know, Mario vs. Swamps and Toad Side Stepper, but that's it really. It's not a lot of track. Once again, I couldn't really, you couldn't even make a tiny loop out of that. It's that tiny. So yeah, that's it. That's about it though. I made some progress, but you know, I took 1 step back in as well. So that's all that really happened in 2017. ...2018 was a pretty devastating year for Knex, and for me regarding Knex Mario. So what happened was, obviously Toys R Us shut down in 2017, I think it was. So obviously that was sort of the final nail in the coffin for Knex, and they were eventually acquired by another company called Basic Fun, which pretty much took the whole franchise away from Knex Mario and stuff like that. So there was no chance they'll still be making them and producing them. So it was pretty much extinct. You just have to get lucky on eBay if you want to get one from this point on. And it was 2018, it was my birthday, and once again I wanted to get one. I was back in the phase, and I found a good deal finally on eBay. It was, I think, Mario vs. Donkey Kong Beach Race set. So it was finally a full loop set. It was actually like a larger set that I always wanted to get. I always saw them on those adverts on YouTube. I wanted to get like a little loop, because I wasn't expecting to get a huge set, because you know, like Bowser's Castle was way too expensive. Never going to get that. But a loop like that for £40, pretty affordable. Unfortunately, the seller, I think it either got sold, I can't remember what happened, someone else bought it, or the seller like took the listing off eBay for some reason, and I missed out by literally like a couple of days. Like my parents were going to order it, and then it was just gone like 2 days later. So it's ridiculous. I was very sad about that, and I had to think of a plan B, because I still wanted to get a Knex set. So plan B was to get Mario vs Goombas building set, which is obviously still a good set, but for £40, the same price as that other set, which is much larger. It's a huge downgrade in my opinion. I do like this set, obviously, but it's another small set that I got. And although the Goombas are really cool, I already got a Mario Racer, so it wasn't that useful for me. But I still haven't had a larger set. It was just 3 small sets that I had, and I could never really make a big track out of them, apart from like a tiny loop I think that I could make, and that was it. Like, nothing special there. But yeah, that was it. I pretty much just once again had my little phase where I moved on to something else, because I just realised I couldn't make any large tracks, and that's it. I tried, but I couldn't do it. So yeah, that's it for 2018. Yeah, literally nothing happened in 2019 regarding me and Knex. Like, nothing. I don't know what else to say, I guess. Other than that, let's move on, I guess. Yeah, once again, nothing really happened in 2020 apart from 2 things: the COVID lockdown, and towards the end of the year, I think it was in August, I finally started this channel, which I think at the time it was called Aaron Pops, because as you can see here, all my videos at the start, most of them were just Funko Pop unboxing and review videos, which makes sense. I still do them today, but most of the videos were that. As you can see, this is my collection today. I've collected quite a few of these over the years, and I've reviewed almost all of them on this channel, so yeah, I've got quite a lot of content on that. Yeah, at the start of this channel was literally mostly just that. So yeah, nothing to do with Knex, it was just based around that on the channel. But yeah, apart from that, nothing else really happened in 2020 to be noted of. Yeah, 2021 is a little bit different. I was still obviously posting on my channel. I was making the Funko Pop videos and a few gaming videos. You can see some here on the slideshow, but apart from that, nothing special until towards the end of 2021. I did make some Knex content finally, but it was just a video showing my collection, which, as you can see here, there's not really a lot of it. So I got a lot of cars and the little bit of track there, but nothing special. But I guess it was some exposure to the Knex community on this channel, like the first time I ever got some exposure, because this was the first time that a certain Knex YouTuber made his mark on my channel and gave me a subscriber. He said nice collection, everything, but apart from that, nothing else. I guess I kind of got some exposure to community, which was nice for me, but I wasn't fully in it. I didn't consider myself part of it at that point. Later on in the year, I also made a video where I just showed this custom Knex trap, and yeah, that's really it for that. So I guess there was some progress, but I mean, not really. I haven't really made any tracks. I haven't engaged with other Knex creators during this period, and so yeah, that's it. Nothing else. Yeah, 2022, once again, I went back to my usual slumber of not really posting any Knex content or being involved in the Knex community. But yeah, I actually quit the channel during this time. I think it was in the summer, where I just gave up for like almost a year, because I just wasn't getting any. I was getting content out, but I wasn't getting a lot of views. I had barely any subscribers. I think it was like 15 I think I had before I quit, so I just kind of lost the motivation to keep uploading videos, so I just gave up and yeah, quit for like almost a year. I returned back to YouTube in about the summer of 2023, but once again at the start it was just Funko Pop videos, like I did in the right at the start, nothing special. And I started doing my Singing Monsters videos, just gameplay stuff. And I have to give a massive shout out to this franchise I upload on my channel. Like, I did quite a few videos of this series, but this video in particular, over 2,000 views, which at the time, that quashed anything I had uploaded. Before that, the most views I got on a video was I think like 500 or 600. It was nowhere near this. And the fact that it just kind of blew up out of nowhere, like I just didn't expect it to blow up. It was a very low effort video. I literally just screen recorded it, talked through what I wanted to talk through, and that's it. Just upload it. And the fact that it's got so many views, I couldn't believe it. Obviously, I gained quite a few subscribers, a lot of views from it, so I was like, what, let's keep doing it. I'm back. My motivation for making videos was back, just like that, thanks to this video. That's why I had to mention this video so much, because maybe I wouldn't have been here if this video didn't blow up. Who knows. But yeah, I continued to upload my Singing Monster videos for quite a while after that, until November, when something happened that would change the course of this channel forever. So it was around November of 2023, and I was 18 at by that point, and I already had a job for quite a bit, so I had some free money to use. So one day I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking, you know what, let's try this Knex Mario Kart thing again, shall we? You know, get a track set. Let's look on eBay. You know, I've looked a few times over these years. You know, we went through the years quite a lot, but I looked sometimes there was nothing on there I could afford, and there just wasn't any good sets in particular on eBay UK. So let's give it another try. I have some money, so I can splash some cash, even if it's a little bit expensive. So I look on eBay, and as expected, there wasn't too much on there, apart from one set that caught my eye. This listing that was on auction. Mario and Luigi at the Stein Line building set, £10 plus £7 postage, but I didn't really care about the postage. So I was like, yeah, get in there, get on that, let's go, we're going to win the auction. But it was an auction, so there was obviously a risk that someone's going to outbid me. But I bidded, I put £10, I increased it a little bit over time, I think. But I did, and I think there was only one other watcher, so I was like, come on please. The time went down, it ended, and I won the auction, which by the way I think I uploaded on the channel if you want to check that out, but it was on there. But I finally won an auction for just £17. I got a pretty decently large track set, which is a pretty good set as well. It comes with 2 races and FOMP obstacles. I was very happy, and when it came I got into it and I immediately started working on track. This is the breakthrough pretty much. I can't believe I finally had some good track pieces to work with. You know, I could finally use the other pieces that I had from years ago. You know, it was a great time, to be honest. So yeah, when the set came and I had it unboxed and everything, I finally worked on making my first ever proper Knex track. I did it, I built it, and I recorded it, and it was called FOMP Valley. This is the first ever track that I have made on this channel and posted on this channel. And yeah, as you can see from the video, it's not exactly great. The camera quality isn't great. You know, the shaky camera filming. I was still getting used to it as a completely new thing to me, but yeah, I was still pretty happy with it. You know, I don't know why I used 4 races in this video. It was way too much for such a small track, but I was probably just too excited to make a track and just go on and let's do it. 4 races, who cares? And yeah, but it was very fun. It only got around 200 views, which was satisfactory for me at the time, and I wasn't getting too many views on things. But more importantly than that, it was basically me being welcomed into the community, because I finally made a track. I was finally there. Other creators were finally, you know, seeing my work and seeing that I was actually active in 2023 in the Knex community when it was almost dead. I mean, there's very few of us left nowadays, but still somewhat alive. So I think obviously they were very welcome to have me in, and you know, anyone really counts. But yeah, I was finally in. That's not all though. FOMP Valley was released. I soon released FOMP Fortress, which was literally just the same thing. As you can see, I literally used all the track pieces I have in this set that I had. It was just slightly larger and had more decorations, and more importantly, I had a Wario customized sprinter car, which I made myself, by the way, just so I could have a new racer. I used the Mario sprinter car, which I got from the Mario FOMP set that I got. I just used that, I painted it yellow. I was very proud of it. It didn't come out great. I mean, I think it came out pretty well, but there was some little spots there. But the sprinter cars were pretty easy to paint over, so it was easy for me to do, considering I was pretty bad at painting stuff over. And yeah, I think it came out really well, and this is the track that he debuted in, the FOMP Fortress. So yeah, but nothing else there. This one also got around 250 views, so a little bit more than the other one, but nothing special there. And this was all kind of at the end of November, December. And also right at the end of the year, I also made this little video where I just displayed this Knex custom trap I had used in the track earlier. So yeah, nothing special there. I just thought I'd show that off. But yeah, overall 2023 has turned out being a very successful year since I came back in the summer of that year. You know, I finally made that little breakthrough into the community, but I wasn't quite there yet. I was only halfway there, because obviously, although I was there, I was making tracks, people were seeing it. It wasn't that many people watching it. It didn't get as much exposure as it could have had. This is the year where everything finally changes for the good of my channel at long last. There's quite a lot to talk about, because a lot happened this year regarding my channel and Knex, and it all happened at once pretty much, so it's a lot to talk about. But right at the start of the year, I finally discovered that Facebook Marketplace is a thing, and you know, eBay's not the only place where you can get Knex Mario sets. So you know, I was like, yeah, I'll look on there, and there actually were Knex sets for pretty good prices, and I found this one here, Mario vs Yoshi at the Finish Line building set, which Has, you know, 2 cars, a decent amount of tracks, and the Goombas. It was pre-owned, I bought it for £25, which was a good deal. Unfortunately, it didn't come with the Goombas, but I was still very happy. I only really cared about the tracks because I already had the Goomba obstacle anyway, so yeah, I wasn't bothered about those too much. I had the tracks, I have the Yoshi Wild Wing, which is really good. And yeah, I was pretty relieved to get that, so that's another pretty decent set that I had to the collection. So using those tracks, mostly from that set, mid-January, I think I released Knex Goomba Hills, which is my 3rd track that I ever made on the channel. Now, in comparison with the first 2 tracks, which, as you can see, they didn't do as well, this one, low-key, kind of blew up compared to the other ones. 1.4 thousand views it currently sits on, which is way more than what the first 2 tracks made. I was very surprised because the track itself, I don't think it was that good. You know, nothing crazy on it. It was just, you know, a small loop with a bit of a hill, and there were some decorations, but yeah, there was nothing too special about it. So it did a lot better than I thought. So that's sort of the first step to 2024. It was a great start to the year for the channel, I would say. So pretty much after that video came out, I hit a purple patch where I was just finding good deals of Knex sets on eBay and I could finally afford to buy them. I found this set right here for £30. Now, if you can remember what I said earlier in 2018, what was the meaning behind this set, about the lore of this video? I'll let you have a think about this one. Of course, this was the set that I was gonna get for my birthday. If you don't know, if you forgot earlier, but the seller, I don't know, either someone else bought it or it got delisted, but I finally came full circle, 6 years later, and got the set, which is crazy, you know. I completely forgot about that happened when I got it, and I was like, wow. So yeah, I got this set for about £30 on eBay, and it did come with everything. It was a Mario and Donkey Kong beach race, so it came with a lot of beach obstacles and a lot of, you know, beach themed track, yellow and blue pieces. Also Donkey Kong, which I was missing, so I'm very happy I got him as well. And yeah, pretty much as soon as I got that, I made another track. Like literally 10 days after Goomba Hills, I went straight to it, make another track, Knex Palm Beach. This one only got 700 views, which was decent at the time. Not as good as Goomba Hills, but yeah, I was still kind of content with it, obviously. I wasn't very happy filming it though, because I'm not really a fan of the beach obstacles. They're way too crash prone, they fall off quite easily. I never really used them. If you look at my videos, that's literally the only track, like, I pretty much used, like the Quacks and the Crab. You don't really see them in my tracks nowadays, because they're just hard to use, you know, they fall off too much, and there were a lot of crashes in this track as well, so it's hard to film. So I didn't really enjoy making this track, but it still got quite a decent amount of views, so I was pretty happy. So after this, some time went by before, 2 months later, before the end of March, I released Knex Dry Terrace, which featured probably, I think, the first real sort of nice custom obstacle that I made, which were these flomps, which were covered with yellow paper, so like desert blocks. I was pretty happy with how they came out. But yeah, this video also did really well, 1.2 thousand views currently sitting on, so yeah, also a successful video, you know. This was also the first Knex track where I actually used character sounds throughout the race, because before that I only did it at the start and that's it. It was just the race music for the rest of the video. This one, I had character sounds when, you know, I was filming and going past my camera. I'll just put it there. It did add a lot to the editing, you know, I've been doing it since, but it added a lot to the editing bit. But I don't mind, you know, I like making these videos, so yeah, I enjoy doing that bit. But yeah, this video, Dry Terrace, also did pretty well. So after this track came out in about April, start of April, I made a huge breakthrough. So actually, as you can see, I've already got a few track sets this year, so it's already looking pretty good. But then one day I was on, you know, just on my phone trying to find Knex sets for good deals. There's nothing on eBay or Marketplace at the time, so I was like, you know what, let's go on Vinted. Yeah, Vinted, a store app that sells, well, people sell mostly like clothes on there. Let's go on there and have a look. There was one listing for Knex Mario Kart track, and it was for none other than the Bowser's Castle Ultimate set for £25. So I looked at that, I just kind of looked at it, there's no way, there is no way that's possible, like, that's not true, it's got to be like £50 shipping, like from US or something. No, it was in the UK, it was fully complete, everything was there for £25. I immediately got on that, bought it straight away, I couldn't believe it. It arrived, and then finally I opened it up, and I thought I just achieved greatness. To me, I was like, never thought I would get a set this of this scale for so cheap as well. I mean, this set is like a top 3 track set Knex ever made. I think a lot of people say it's arguably the best one they ever made. I think it's in the top 3. I'm not sure where exactly, but yeah, I got it, I put it together, and I just sat there and just watched the Mario and Luigi and Wild Wing Luigi as well, which is the only way you can get him in that set. I just looked at all the track I got as I put it together, and I was like, I just achieved it. I finished it. The road's there. I had all the track I need. I can make huge tracks now. I had all the races as well, a lot of races, and yeah, it felt amazing getting it. But no, like seriously, that set, normally when it first released back in, you know, when they were still making them, was worth like over £100, 150 maybe. I'm not exactly sure, but nowadays, sealed and brand new, over £300 I reckon. Don't know the exact estimate, but I reckon it's somewhere around that. But yeah, after having the Steal of the Century, I quickly made a Peach standard kart. That's my second custom kart I made after Wario. This one was a lot more ambitious and harder for me because it's a standard kart. The sprinters are very easy to paint over, but the standards are not. It was very easy to paint this one actually. I thought it was going to be really difficult to do a standard kart, but no, it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. So yeah, this is what it looks like. The pink didn't come out as like light as I wanted to, but that's just because that is the closest colour I had to a light pink, that, you know, peach pink. Yeah. Anyway, but I think it still came out really well. I like the design. There wasn't any, you know, mistakes I made. It was a pretty clean finish, I think. Yeah, I was pretty proud of it, and I just had another racer to my collection that I could use for my tracks. Still being in April, I then made a top 10 Knex Mario Kart list because I always wanted to do a video like that, but I never really saw anyone else do it in the community. I know Mario World Fun Zone, I think, made one, but that was just a slideshow, and you know, he didn't actually talk about why each set is in this position and what he thinks about each set. But I did, and you know, the video's here if you want to watch it. I'll leave a link in the description. It also did a decent amount for what I said. But then in June I was finally back to, you know, making Knex tracks using mostly the pieces I got from Bowser's Castle. I made Knex Theory Caverns, which I think looked really good. It was the first track that had the Switch piece that I used because I didn't have it at the time, and as soon as I realised in the Bowser's Castle that it comes with a Switch, I was like, oh my god, I'm going to make such good tracks now, and the potential is crazy. So I just wanted to use it in, you know, a simple way in this track. I think it came out really well, and yeah, this one also has over 1,000 views. I think 1.4 thousand views. So yeah, it was also a smash. So yeah, I was very happy with how this video did and how the track came out and everything. So soon after this, I decided to try a new sort of style of content, still related to Knex. I finally decided to try and do a mini documentary style of content. I made this video here, which was about my favourite YouTuber in this community, which I've mentioned earlier, Stormrunner GT. I wanted to delve into a saga regarding one of the tracks that he basically could have made but never did, and I basically explained the reasons why this never happened and what could have happened if it ever did. Yeah, this video didn't do as well as I would have liked it to do because, you know, I spent quite a while, you know, filming it, narrating it, doing research, editing, everything. You know, it didn't do as well as I wanted to, but oh well, you know, I guess you can't get everything. I was still pretty happy with how the documentary came out, considering this was like the first sort of style of content that I wanted to make, and people said, you know, to keep it up with this sort of content, which is why I'm making this sort of video now, which is a much more refined sort of documentary that I'm doing. It's much more longer, as you can see, and complex. But yeah, I was still pretty happy with how I filmed it. Just didn't get as much attention as I would have liked. But yeah, anyway, about 2 months later, I took a bit of a break from Knex Mario Kart before I came back with Knex DK Speedway, which was a pretty simple track, I guess. You know, just a long straight track, really circular, nothing special. A lot of double lane parts, you know, that's the speedway bit, I guess. The main standout here was the custom trap that I made, a little Diddy Kong box. It took me quite a bit to figure out how to get him in there without falling off, but yeah, it came out really well. And this video wasn't that popular compared to others at the start, at the time, but nowadays it has grown a lot in popularity. Currently sits on 1.3 thousand views, so yeah, I'm very happy with that as well. So just a month after that, I immediately got down to making another Knex track, and this one was slightly different. See, at this point, the tracks that I was making, I was pretty happy if they reached 1,000 views. I was pretty happy with that goal. That was sort of the benchmark I set for these videos, because I did put a lot of time into making them, I guess. This one here was Knex Mario Raceway, or it was actually meant to be called Mario Highway, but I messed up naming it basically. But so yeah, it was Mario Raceway in the end. And yeah, it was a pretty good track, probably the most sophisticated one I made by that point. You know, it had a lot of that little tunnel bit along with just a massive long laneway, but yeah, that's it really. I put a lot of time into sorting the logistics out, because it did go across my entire room, and yeah, I had to use a lot of rods just to keep everything up, because it was, you know, double lane and everything. There were like 2 floors of the track. But yeah, I posted a video on late October, I think, and at the start I didn't get as many views, and I was like, oh damn, I guess it's a flop video. And then it exploded. Currently it sits on 6.2 thousand views, which is by far the most popular Knex track I ever uploaded, and the most popular video I made on my channel in general, by far, which is an amazing achievement. 6,000 views. I never thought any tracks I made would ever reach, let alone 5,000 views was a stretch, maybe like 3,000, but 6,000, insane. I'm very proud of, you know, what I've achieved with that track. So now we get to November 2024, and throughout this whole year, it started last year, pretty much a year from November. Before that, I was invited to an event called the Knex Direct, hosted by Fair Game 7707. He was the guy who created the whole idea, my good friend. I was already on Discords, by the way, so that's how I pretty much got to know about the project. I was invited to it by him. So how it basically would work is there would be a lot of Knex creators, and they would each have to submit a trailer and the actual project together, and the trailers will all be featured on Knex Trackmaster's channel. Yes, Knex Trackmaster was hosting it. It would all be on his channel, all the trailers combined, and that would be the direct. And I guess everyone's you know, actual project, the main videos, would be on their own channels. So yeah, I decided to make a track, because I guess that's what I was making throughout the whole time. So yeah, it took me a while. I had to make a trailer, obviously. I put a lot of effort into it, and then finally I made Knex Champion Arena. By the way, the build up to the direct was an absolute blast. Thank you to all the other creators and friends who, you know, supported me and helped me out with all the ideas. But yeah, it was very fun getting along with, you know, other people in the community, working with them, you know, on the whole project. And, you know, younger me back then, I would never have believed that I would have, you know, got involved with this community this much, let alone work with them on the, you know, entire project as a whole. But yeah, back to what I submitted. Champion Arena. I made a trailer for it, which I think came out really well. There was one issue with the music. I think it was copyrighted, even though it told me if I put the link in the description of the video, it won't count it. But for some reason, it still had a copyright. But I don't care about it because I'm not monetized or whatever. But yeah, the trailer came out really well. Personally, it's much better filming than I usually do. And yeah, the track itself, just probably the best track I've made up to this point by far. I had to go crazy since it was Knex Champion Arena, you know, champion. It had to be a big track for such a major project in the community. And yeah, it came out really well. There was a lot of chaos. I had 6 races, by the way, which is the most I've ever done. Yeah, and yeah, it was chaos, but I loved it, because yeah, it was a blast filming it. And 5,000 views currently it sits on. So yeah, that video has done very well as well. My second most popular video on my channel of all time. So yeah, that video did very well, and I'm very proud of what I created and being part of this project as well, and the journey was an absolute blast. So we've finally arrived at the current year, and where does that leave my channel and me regarding Knex and the Knex Mario community? Well, going all the way to the present, at the start of this year, I've already made a big sort of leap into my collection. I managed to get my hands on this beautiful set here, Bowser vs Fireballs, for £25 off of eBay. It came with literally everything, including that Bowser cart, which had eluded me for a while. That was like one of the only carts that I've been missing, which now takes my collection up to 9 eligible races, possibly even 10, I think, if you count Diddy Kong. Yeah, 10 races I could possibly use, which yeah, like crazy. I've got literally all of them. But yeah, I got the Bowser set, so that's a good start. In January I made a video on it, reviewing it. But yeah, up to this point I haven't made any tracks yet. I am planning on making at least one soon, don't worry. This video is kind of what I wanted to do first, and then I'll focus on the track. Yeah, regarding the Knex Direct 2025, I'm not really allowed to reveal anything about that yet, because I'm not the guy in charge of that. You can ask Fair Game, but he probably won't tell you much about it either. It's too early anyway, and yeah, I don't really know if I'll be taking part in it. I probably will, but I just don't know what I want to do yet, so yeah, that's all I can really tell you about that. But yeah, and I would like to reflect on sort of how far I've come. You know, this journey was very long for me, it was very tough. I gave up countless times, and it just shows, you know, whatever you want to do, if you want to do something in life in general, not just toys and Knex or whatever, you know, don't give up, I guess. You know, like, I quit trying many times to complete this collection, and now look, it started back in 26, well, on here it was like 2014, so it was a very long journey. And now I have a huge collection, and I've literally completed it pretty much. I've got so many tracks. I don't need any more sets. So yeah, I'm very happy with what I was able to achieve over a number of years. You know, it just shows that everything is slow. You know, it's not always going to be quick. It's not going to come at once. You've got to give it time. You've got to be patient with things in life. But yeah, going back to Knex related stuff, I wanted to sort of reflect on what impact this whole thing has had on my channel. First of all, at the start of the year, I finally hit 100 subscribers, which was a huge milestone that I never thought I'd reach when I first started filming. Never, in general, ever. So yeah, I hope to keep growing on from here and maybe reach maybe 1,000 subs soon. Who knows, maybe one day. But yeah, regarding Knex, I still want to continue doing it. It's been, the last 2 years has been amazing, you know, making all the tracks, getting all the new sets in time, filming the tracks, editing, taking part in huge projects in the community, working with other creators, meeting new friends. It was amazing, and I do not want to stop this journey. The impact that Knex has had on my channel is seen very strongly here. I already told you that I've hit over 100 subscribers, and that was mainly due to these videos that I've made. If you look at my top popular videos, out of the top 5, 4 of them are Knex tracks. That just shows how much I was able to grow thanks to these videos, because they just got so much views, some of them. I also improved a lot in, you know, things like editing and filming videos. You know, my filming work was not great, as you can see in my first ever track, and gradually I improved and improved and improved, and now I can, you know, I use my phone for everything, and yeah, I was able to make, you know, these tracks look very high quality. I can film them properly, my shaky camera, none of that anymore. And yeah, the editing has improved so much as well. You know, I can actually edit a video properly, so I'm very proud of myself with, you know, how far I've come since the start of this journey. But yeah, that is finally everything for today's documentary. I hope you guys enjoyed this ride and journey that I took you on. It's a very long video that I never really make these sort of long form content, but I thought I would try and experiment it. I always wanted to make a video like this, but I never really had the time. And yeah, narrating this and editing and everything, this has taken absolutely ages. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and hitting the subscribe and like button would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, so once again, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.